Major warning to Solana holders out there in the world, as we did have a video about 2 or 3 days ago, I believe now, that was describing that, hey, Solana probably has one more move to the upside, but after that, it's a bit of a red flag. So I think today is a really good day to follow up on such things because, well, things are emerging in the background, which I do believe probably start to play out, especially into this, well, into early of this new year, 2024. Anyways, today is the day after Christmas, and it is actually Elsa's birthday, so we're going to be celebrating that today. But first things first, we got to get into this Solana business. We'll talk about a little bit of Bitcoin as well, and other than that, I want to welcome you back to the Eric Crown Crypto channel. It's a nice little Tuesday morning. Nailed it. It's fucking Tuesday, baby. We could just jump into this one right here, right now. So, yeah. So the video from I believe it was like 3 days ago now, or 2 days, whatever it was, doesn't matter. We're looking for a potential move all the way up to the 786 fib here. Based off the break at the 618 and the consolidation below. And that has more or less been hit in the past 24 hours. Solana did make that next move to the upside. It didn't necessarily hit exactly about 128. That's fine. However, it did hit a high of about 126 and change, but ultimately extremely close in this case. So, you know, can Solana maybe tag it one more time before it does start to play out a major pullback? I guess maybe possible, but I do think that this is probably good enough in this particular scenario. So now that we do see this on the weekly, we can go down to the daily time frame. We can see that on the daily time frame, this is going to be accompanied by daily major bearish divergence starting to emerge here between the highs that we saw in November, or very early November, I should add, November 10th, that is, to what we're seeing right here in late December. So for comparison, when Solana was in November, it was trading, or early November, I should say, it was trading like almost 50% of where it is at right now, at about 50 to $60. So, you know, that is quite a divergence, might I say. Oh, fuck. I forgot to say, I put a lot of things on sale today. So there you go. We'll be having a nice sale for the next week or so. Almost forgot that one. Maybe we'll come back to it later. Maybe I'll do a little bit more of a dedicated video on it tomorrow. But for right now, the spotlight's on Solana and then maybe a little bit of Bitcoin. So yeah, use a major Fibonacci target hit. Also major daily bearish divergence. And I should also mention that, you know, this fib target right here isn't just a fib target. It's also in alignment with the March 2022 bear market rally, or essentially major bull trap of that cycle. So these are very common pullback regions. Now you're likely or hopefully noticing that I'm saying pullback. I'm not calling a major reversal here. I'm not calling a major macro reversal to like new lows, or just, you know who you are if you draw your charts like this, and it's just that. Fair enough. But there's many of them out there. They also do it to the upside as well. So, you know, we can pick on them a little bit later, but for right now, I'm not saying anything like that. Nope. Just a pullback, as Solana can very easily come back down, you know, to $90, play out that daily bearish divergence, somewhere between like 90 to 95, I'd say. Now from there, do I think that things could pull back further? Yeah, absolutely. But that would be a great bounce point. Just in general, you know, if Solana were to come back down to like 70 or 75, that wouldn't be anything too crazy. I know it's a big percentage move, yes, but we are talking about an altcoin here at the end of the day. And just structurally speaking, you know, that would be completely fine, really. Anyways, moving on to the next thing, I do want to get into the daily analysis, like the analysis of the days for the chart prime indicators here. We can see that Monday is actually the most bearish day statistically for Solana. Solana is most likely to close to the downside on Monday is what I'm trying to say. If we were to look at all of the prior Mondays, all Mondays in the history of Solana, 25% of them closed positively from open to close. It was actually the biggest gainer on average for those positive closures at over 5.25%, which is pretty massive. But on the other side, you know, the average loss on Monday for the losing days was just under 3.5% lost. Now, we've certainly already seen more than a 3.5% move to the downside on Solana thus far today. But, you know, just kind of playing hand in hand with the idea that this would be a very good start to this general pullback. We can also see that on the 12-hour time frame. Another piece of the prior analysis that was suggesting that, you know, Solana probably goes a little bit higher is that 12-hour buy signal that we did see, the strong buy signal, I should say, right here on the Oracle Pro. That was on Friday the 15th. We got the average take profit right here with that purple check mark. So again, I should let you know that these indicators are actually bundled together, the Oracle Pro and the daily brain statistics. And several other things as well, even the Jewel Light and all of the other nice little tools there that come accompanied with it. When you can find the link in the description below if that sort of a package interests you. All right, sweet. So we've gone through that. Yep, 12-hour time frame target hit. 12 daily time frame showing Monday's the most bearish day. We can move on to the next chart over here. And this one is one of the main ones that we were looking at last time as well, kind of, judging that Solana's getting into some pretty outlierish areas here, if you will. Looking at the daily HPDR bands, we can see that the daily time frame yesterday did wick up into the middle of in between of the 95 and 99% of historic returns range highs. Again, this was a big portion of that analysis, and also my prior Twitter post. I even have it over here. Actually, I think I do. Oh my God, this is actually this is fucking good. I need to show this as well. This is funny. Okay, so I made this Solana post right here, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you get the idea. It was trading right around the 95% of historic returns range high at the time. I do want to show this really quickly because I thought it was funny. Mr. Scott Melkor put out this great tweet. Stop telling everyone they're gonna be rich for engagement, which is fucking hilarious because like this is just the playbook that I see so many accounts running. To Rich, I responded, "Good morning, future millionaires," and funnily enough, right on fucking cue, right on target. This is like my biggest post I've had in months. 124,000 views. It works. That's why people do it. It fucking works. Anyways, back on topic over here. Let's get back into the HPDR bands. And you can see, again, that wick higher into some pretty, just areas that you don't see often. And whenever you get into regions like this, it's just not wise to be betting on, major continuation, especially in the more near term. Yes, it can happen. It's extremely rare. So it's like, if you're thinking about probabilities, it's just not wise, is what I'm trying to say. To put this in perspective, we can actually count the amount of times that Solana has even gotten above the 95% of historic returns range highs. And I'll try to do my best to mark them off when I see them on the chart here, but you're not going to see it happen often just by the nature of it, obviously. You saw it actually over here. Yep. We did see it over here. This was literally about a year ago, by the way. So January, let me actually mark it off with the vertical so that we can document exactly how many a little bit more easily. Then we did see, and I'm specifically looking at the ones to the upside, by the way, as well. Before that, when was the last time that we saw this? We saw this near the end of last cycle. Sorry, no, we didn't even see it then. Sorry. Apologies. Nope, but we did see it right here. Yes, in August of 2021, there was a wick up actually all the way to 99.5% region. So I'll mark that one off as well. Boom, there we go. Let's continue on, see what else we can find. And there's not going to be much, I'll tell you that. We do see this one right here. This was probably from summer. No, it was February of 2021, beginning of year. And then we see actually another one right here. We're starting to get a little bit early on in the Solana days, January of 2021. So it's going to be a little bit easier for price action to get into these regions. Then we see a few times over here as well. Boom and boom and boom. But realistically, yeah, this was right at the beginning. I don't know. I don't think that those ones really count that much because it doesn't have enough, history to really populate. I really say the real ones that we saw were 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and this is time number 5. And to put that in perspective, that's 5 days. That's 5 days out of a total of how many days for Solana? Let's just measure it out right here on a weekly. That's 1,358 days. And I really say that only 4 of those times we saw above that region. These times over here, like, it's just too new to really be going off of. But 4 out of 1, even if we do include them, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, less than 10 times out of 1,358 days. It's pretty rare, pretty damn rare. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, going back into it over here, this is a great place, at least statistically speaking, or probabilistically speaking, where I do think that, if you're a little more prudent, maybe, might want to consider taking profits. I don't know, could be a good idea, but what do I know? It could also, I could also be completely wrong. Or what's the old saying? Yeah, it's definitely going to do that, but I don't know. But what do I know? It's like, just cover your ass, right? No, probabilistically speaking, yeah, it's unlikely to see any major continuation from here without either first a major pullback or a very prolonged sideways price action, where at minimum you see that blue range start to catch up to current price, which is currently, about 30% below, more than 30% below price action right now. So that'd certainly take a couple weeks for it to catch up, I imagine. Let me get back to my notes over here. Okay, boom. Yes, we got that. We got that. Nice. Also checking out volatility metrics on the daily here. We are starting to see, extremes, relatively speaking. There was a 90 percentile read yesterday on the high thus far. Nice little Christmas gift, I guess. Which is what you do expect on major highs and major lows. Last time that we saw, read like this was back on over here before this consolidation. You could see some sideways from there, but even then, this was a pretty wide range, right? That was about 22% range. I think that you're going to see more over here, and I do think that this one's more severe as well. We also see higher reads on the HPDRO, so great place for a little bit of a rest, I suppose. What else do we want to speak about? We can speak about Bitcoin really, really quickly. There hasn't been really much to update on this one. We were saying that, hey, ever since Thursday, that was really Bitcoin's chance to continue on with this rally if it was going to do that before the end of this year of 2023. Did not take that, so the analysis started to favor just more or less a sideways range with likely short-term downside, and it's kind of what we're seeing right here. Bitcoin is resting right upon the median for the daily HPDR bands as of right now. That's 42,738 on the index. Personally speaking, I do think that it can come down a little bit more, maybe get another higher low, and maybe that sets it up for maybe one more push to the upside into early 2024, and then the big bad correction that I've been speaking about for a while, maybe something like that. I would still completely, bearish is not the right word, but I would completely negate that, saying that, hey, this is the top for some time, a few months. I would imagine if Bitcoin were to trade below this low right here, the 18th of December, that's in the low 40,000s or the mid 40,000s, I should say, 40,500 or so. But until then, still does have those nice higher lows. Just want to see it put in another higher low right here, and then maybe one more try to the upside, and then after that, perhaps done. How would I judge continuation? It's the same thing as before. Need to see a closure basically above the 22nd of December high. Something like that would be good enough for me, like 44,500, good enough on a daily. And then, we could talk about, 47, 48 region. But for right now, Bitcoin still going sideways. I suspect we still see, we don't see any major moves to the upside nor major moves to the downside before end of this month, which is drawing closer and closer now. And early 2024, if it's going to make another move to the upside, I think that's probably when it would happen. So I think that's a good place for me to be leaving off on this particular video. As always, I want to wish you the best. Hopefully it's been a nice Christmas day and celebrations for the celebrators out there, for the heathens. I hope that it was just a nice Monday. And as always, I would like to take a second to wish you the best. Take care, much love, and see you hopefully tomorrow.